Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Everyone all set? Cocked? Locked? Here we go. Your dial set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here. And we broadcast 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. If you'd like to call us, we'll pay for the call, 866-582-9933. 866-582-9933. And there's a link to all of your instructors on the website, USAPrepares.com. Converging threats are confronted daily by your instructors. I'm Vincent Finelli. Aaron is engineering the broadcast in Minnesota. Captain John Ragan's with us. Welcome, Captain John Ragan.
Glad you could make it today.
Well, thank you. Hey, by the way, let me explain what happened on Thursday. So we had a visitor, and who will remain nameless. And this visitor, early in the morning, stopped over at the farmhouse. And after eating breakfast with some of his buddies at a restaurant, the restaurant had changed ownership recently. And it's the hangout where guys discuss business and that kind of thing. So this person had breakfast and drove over here while I was on the air and got violently ill here. And Mrs. Finelli ran up into the studio and the urgency was in her voice. I mean, it was very serious. And so I said, I have to go. And I left the air right then and there. And I was gone for about the last 15 minutes. Miles from Europe and Dr. Richard Allen Miller were on the air with me. Miles had just called in. Rick didn't know he was going to call in. I didn't know he was going to call in. And Miles just took my spot. That's the second time he's done that on the air. And I mean, I don't take what I do lightly. I am very serious about it. I try to be in the studio all the time. I don't call in sick, and but it's other emergencies that impact me. Well, the person went to this restaurant and got ill. I think the person probably overheated, as well as it was sweating. It was dripping wet. And I'll tell you in a roundabout way something that I do. And I'm not sure how the system will look at this, but so I'm not going to say if I do it or not, but I try to carry around with me a rescue inhaler in my pocket. And if the need ever arises when someone's sick, I have it, should I need it. We'll leave it at that. So let's say you have a mother or father or a child that has a prescription for a rescue inhaler. You may want to carry one around in your pocket for that family member who may not have it or may not have the ability to use it, should he or she need it. I've had to use it twice for other people. who were unable to breathe, literally turning blue. And it worked both times. And I've talked to an emergency room doc about it, and he said, I don't know if it worked or not, but it certainly didn't hurt. And that was the answer. So I've carried it around for years in case someone else needs to be rescued. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of trouble you can get into for helping somebody. But if I had to remember whether I did or didn't, I would have trouble remembering. I get confused often. All I'm saying is if you have a child who has a prescription for a rescue inhaler, and you think that, or a mother or father who's getting up in age, and you think that he or she may need your help, and you know how to use it, and you've been shown how to use it, why would you not carry one, okay, for that other person? So anyway, it was not my mom. It was not my wife. But it was a very serious emergency. And I want to thank Miles and Dr. Richard Allen Miller for carrying on. And then I want to thank Captain John Ragan, because I called him, and after things were stable, I asked him if he could jump in and broadcast for me the next day on Friday. And I want to thank you, John Ragan, for doing that. I really do. And I've had time to reflect on this and think about family and think about friends and think about how we spend our time and who our friends are. And as I was feeding the cows on Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday, and even this morning before the broadcast, they go out on the tractor and they take about a half a mile drive up the road with 1,000 pounds of hay and unroll it and feed the cows, and it gives me a few minutes to think about things that are important. And I hope that you have cultivated your John Ragan as your friend, because there are times when you need to count on somebody, and I hope that your John Ragan is there. John Ragan and I have been broadcasting for years, and although there's the word no in his vocabulary, I can't remember him ever using it with me. And I hope the case is the same with me and John. And so it's gonna take a village to survive this, and I hope that you all are starting to build your village. Had a really nice opportunity to meet someone. I bought something on Craigslist, and there are a few people who are thinking just the way we are. I met a farmer, and he talked about the number of generations that he spent on the farm. Families had this farm for 4 generations. He thinks just the way we do. So there are a few of us out there, but I still think it's only 1%. So I wanted to share that you can meet people, and you have to reach out to them, and you can build your village. You really can. So the bottom line, as far as that medical emergency, everybody is okay. And thank you, John Ragan, for helping me.
And it was an exciting Friday, too.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you, what's easier, working on the nuclear planning system at the Pentagon or working with me?
It's no contest, the nuclear planning system.
Are you saying there are more surprises and more challenges when you work with me? Is that what I hear?
Oh, wow. I know I had at least one new experience Friday. It started off, there you are in those few minutes before the show, and, when your guest hasn't shown up, the notes say, okay, if the guest doesn't show up, call John Ragan. And okay, I'm screwed.
Yeah, that's right.
I had the first segment with an unplanned monologue. Fortunately, I have tons of material, so I wasn't prepared to do it in a monologue.
Right.
And then the second hour guest was a brand new instructor, which I think that's the first time I've had a new instructor for the first time. And in addition to being new to USA Prepares, it was also his first time on the radio. And if you go back and listen to the archives, I don't think that you would know if I hadn't just told you.
Wow, that's impressive. That is really, really impressive. Well, I wanted to ask you, John, we're getting a little personal here, which I think is okay. Did you ever take a speech class or a speech course?
Yes, I had speech for 1 year in high school, and then I also took a special, wasn't really a course. They had a program at my university where we learned radio and got our third-class radio telephone license out of it, and it also counted as 6 hours of communications classes. Mm-hmm. So I've got that, and I guess I would be considered a broadcast professional because I covered for people at the university radio station later that year and was paid for that. Mm-hmm. Other than that, of course, when you're an Air Force officer, you practice giving briefings because most officers end up having to do that, I would say, at one time or another.
Yeah. Well, I have never taken a speech course, and I wanted to recommend to our parents out there that you encourage your children to take a speech course. It would be beneficial. Make things a lot easier. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
ProPure water, the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. ProPure, the most trusted name in gravity water filtration systems. With the silver-infused Pro 1G 2.0 all-in-one water filter. Helps remove and reduce over 200 contaminants. Don't purchase just any filter claiming to be certified. Get the Pro 1G 2.0, the only gravity filter with NSF 42 certification. NSF, valued and recognized for independent certification worldwide. In addition, the Pro 1G 2.0 was independently tested to meet NSF 53 and P231 standards. ProPure, easy to assemble, easy to maintain, easy to clean filters. Purchase with confidence in quality, performance, and customer service. Take advantage of our biggest holiday 25% off sale going on now. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com. Or call 800-544-3533.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Thousands of people seeking home security get ripped off every day, and the home security industry wants you to believe that's your only option. They've got hordes of salesmen out there trying to scare you into signing one of their long-term contracts. You get stuck writing huge checks month after month with no way out. It's robbery by contract, and it can cost you thousands. But there's a better way to protect your home. Simply Safe Home Security. Simply Safe has no contracts. None. You'll get award-winning 24/7 protection. Security professionals watching over your home, ready to instantly send police to the rescue for just $14.99 per month. That's less than half what most companies charge. Protect your home the smart way. Visit simplysafedefense.com today for an exclusive 10% offer and get a free keychain remote worth $25. Only when you go to simplysafedefense.com. simplysafedefense.com.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Class, we've got a meetup tonight. We meet up tonight at Jimmy's Egg. Jimmy's Egg on Battlefield in Springfield, Missouri. I won't be there tonight. Some things I absolutely have to take care of here at the farm. I will not be there tonight, but the meetup will continue at 4:45 to 8 p.m. tonight. John Ragan, what's up for today's class?
Just the usual one or two topics.
Okay, so we are at the financialstateoftheunion.com, thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. Please click on the news tab and follow along with us.
At the top, I still have the link for the Hear the Watchman conference that's going to be here in Dallas in mid-March. And I was looking at the speaker list, and oh boy, if your brain doesn't burn out on this, you have Doug and Joe Hagman that are emceeing. You have John B. Wells going to be there. Dr. Ted Broer, if you have not ever heard him, wow, it's kind of like a Ricky Rocket on steroids. And pretty close to that is L.A. Marzulli. And L.A., along with a cohort of his, has done some research into some of the giants in South America, including DNA results. And it just gets to be a very fascinating discussion. And I don't know what all the topics are at this point, but just with the cast of characters, your mind is going to be on overload for, I'm sure, weeks afterwards if you can manage to make it there. And the price on the tickets goes up after December 1st. Right now, they're $99. After December 1st, they're $149. So,
do you have the contact information as to how to get those tickets?
There's a contact tab on the website there. So if you click the Want to Meet in Person link, you'll see Contact Us on the top bar of their site.
Okay. Well, I'll do that, and maybe if things calm down a little bit here at the farm, I can swing out and see you out there.
I tell you, it's going to be one amazing ride. And
I wanted to share something with you. I want to share something with the class. So, getting back to this medical emergency, I called this person's doctor. Actually, Mrs. Finelli did. And we tried to get an appointment. And we said, this person absolutely, positively needs to see the doctor. And we were told that the person that might be able to make that happen, this was talking to the receptionist who was, I guess, trying to accommodate our request. We got a call maybe an hour and a half later. And we expected an hour and a half later because the person who could pull this off was somebody we knew, was tied up. Well, we got the call back, and there's no way. There's no way that this person could see the doctor. That is Mercy Healthcare in Springfield, Missouri. The point is, if you think you're going to see your doctor, if you have an emergency, I think that's something that might have happened back in the 1960s, in the 1950s. Today, your government and insurance companies have and corporate greed have absolutely destroyed your ability to see your doctor. It's an outrage. And I think one of the things that we're going to be talking about is the Obamacare failures. I hope that he gets all the credit he deserves for putting the final nail in the coffin of what used to be a healthcare system. I hope he gets all the credit he deserves. He and his cronies have destroyed it. And I'm angry about it. Because all we needed was a 15-minute appointment. And there was no way that could happen. No way. No way. You can always go to the emergency room. Now, we've done that. We waited in the emergency room for 7.5 hours when my father's blood pressure was over 200. They forgot about him. That's Mercy Healthcare.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor, period. With packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATI Armor.com. Come and take it.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
I want to be able to smoke inside, cut down on cigarettes, jog without wheezing, be kissable, and save money.
Then you want LeSig e-cigarettes. Get the highest quality, best tasting vaping experience on the market with unmatched customer service from LeSig. And right now, gobble up this deal. Buy $30 worth of any products and get a starter kit for only $5. Use code SK at checkout. But hurry, offer good only until Thanksgiving at LeSig.com. LECIG.com. Kick some ash with LeSig.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
Don't take a cold or flu lying down. Stand up and fight back with Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver is a natural immune system booster that is highly effective against viruses, bacteria, and fungus. Supernatural Silver is perfect for daily use and can be taken orally or used topically to keep you protected from whatever comes your way. This new technology is hundreds of times more effective than colloidal or ionic silver and is supported by extensive research from over 300 clinical studies at universities and independent research facilities across the country. Supernatural Silver has an exceptionally long storage life and should be an essential part of your emergency preparedness. Don't be caught off guard. Give your body the support it needs to fight off deadly pathogens that are lurking everywhere. Stock up on Supernatural Silver and give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and use the promo code SILVER2015 for 20% off. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com.
Plus, I want to thank all of you who have called here at the farm. Dr. Norman Shealy heard about what happened, and he called me, and he offered some medical advice. Rick Miller called. Miles from Europe called. Joey in Michigan. Dr. Jim Caesar. A whole bunch of people called to Aaron Dakins to see if we're okay and offer their opinions and suggestions. So I want to thank, and others, of course, John Ragan. And thank you all for your concern and your advice and counsel. So make sure you're building your village right now. If you don't have it built, build it right now, because let me tell you what, you're going to need it. If you think you can call a doctor and get an appointment to see a doctor when you're sick, that's a dream. That's a dream. And maybe we should do a broadcast someday on honesty and integrity and insurance companies and how they rip us off and how the medical system's ripping us off. And John, are you going to talk about today? You're going to talk about a family who spent more than half of their income on Obama shaft?
Yeah, it's affordable, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's another thing, John. As we look at these people, we are. You look at the water bills. You look at, you're using too much water. Okay, that's the little people. The little people are using too much water. But the wealthy, no, they seem to get by with using as much water as they want in California. And you look at Obama, and he's flying everywhere, and he's going on vacations, and we need to scrimp and save and pay more in taxes because the debt's too high. Budget shortfalls and increased taxes are necessary at every level, and we're being absolutely squeezed. And that's us. But not them. The guy who runs the city of Springfield, he's making over $200,000 a year to poison men, women, and children with fluoride. $200,000 a year. And if you think boards of directors, members are not paid, that's not true. You're not volunteering. You're getting paid. You're getting paid to rubber stamp what the corporation wants you to rubber stamp. Otherwise, they don't need you. Back to class, John Ragan.
Well, I want to try and get through this top part rather quickly because there's so much in spy tech that
my favorite
is quite interesting. Control actually came up Friday. We've got a Senate bill concerning veterans, and I've also got some stuff in bigger picture that is very interesting. And whatever you do, don't click on the button pushers until the last segment of the second hour, or we'll never get through anything.
You're talking to me. Okay, I'll try.
Well, drought-wise, not a lot of change. Texas and California, from last week to this week's report, essentially the same. I've got a couple of other links there. One where the poor people in California that's actually cutting back on their water are getting fined, while these rich people that are using millions of gallons, everything's just fine. And we've got the biggest El Nino on record coming. And this article talks about the flip side of that. Whatever that brings this winter and spring, by fall of next year, the La Nina that's coming is probably going to be even worse than what happens after the typical El Nino. So get ready for a nice roller coaster ride of weather in 2016. When I got off the show last week, I was thinking, gee, it looks like the Baltic Dry Index just might break below the record low that we had a few months ago. And that was 509. And it didn't even get to the end of the week, and we were down to 498. Now, that did have a nice dead cat bounce this morning, and it's up to 516. But compared to the 11,000 plus that it was before the financial crisis, basically looking at the cost of shipping has gone down like 95%. And that doesn't even take inflation into account. Shipping is, these numbers are a reflection on global trade. And what that's telling us is things are not going well. I've, second link in financial, how not to trade. If you're going to open a brokerage account, you need to at least invest in some education. There's a guy that is now, begging for money because he decided to go short and on a biotech penny stock, and it went the other way on him. So he ended up going from a $33,000 account to an equity call of $131,000.
So he went over 160 backward. I mean, the delta is 160,000.
Yep.
I wonder, and you're saying this guy is using a GoFundMe approach to recovering some of his losses, right?
Right.
All right. So let's ask the question: John, what would happen if he hit the big time and his plan actually worked? And let's say he made a fortune. Do you think he would go on the internet and say, "Listen, I made a lot of money. Who needs some?" I don't think that would happen.
Hard to say, but you're probably not likely.
Yeah, John, I know people pretty well who have have played these long shots in the market. Okay, and bought on margin and have lost everything, just like this guy. I mean, you're talking about a guy who lost a lot of money. I know people who've lost everything, literally, because it was a sure thing, except it didn't work out that way. They lost everything. As a full disclosure, I own no stock. Well, actually I do. I own a couple 100 shares of Penn Central Railroad, and they've been defunct for decades. But I own a couple 100 shares of it. I can frame it, I guess. And that taught me a very serious lesson. That you can think that the railroad is really important and it's going to be around. Well, it can go under as well. Please continue.
And I'm not licensed to give investment advice, and not to mention it would take at least 20 to 40 hours to do the education on it. But there's ways that you can take advantage and multiply your ability to enjoy the upside or downside, depending on which way you think the market's going, and to do so in a way that you cannot lose more than everything. So
you're talking about strips, straps, straddles, that kind of thing?
That's part of it. There's lots of options out there, and options is part of the word too. And let me just say the biggest problem with just trying to go with options is not only do you have to be right on the direction, you also have to be right on the time frame. And there's ways of expanding that. Of course, there's a cost there too. But anyway, getting around that, Puerto Rico is facing some bad times. We've talked about it before. They're now at the point where if something doesn't give, they're not going to be able to pay the government workers, which we might think that's a good thing, but it leads to a lot of public unrest when the government can't do what it's been doing for people. And it's, looking at what's going on around the world, it's not just, the usual suspects now. We talked about some last week, Rolls-Royce. This week, Swiss watchmakers are facing the same problem. And when you look at their chart, pretty much, I think there's looking like one other time back around 2003 that it was not a recession that they've had this kind of problem. But it pretty much looks like what happened back in 2001, and just a little bit more, and it starts to look a whole lot like the 2008-2009 time frame. And
you're talking about high-end Swiss watches, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're not talking about Swiss Army watches for 30, 40, 50, under $100. We're talking about the expensive multi-$1,000 watches.
Yeah, the ones you use to impress people.
Yeah, like Rolex type watches. Okay.
And I've got a link, cost per real worker. And if you've not read the Magambo Guru, he has a unique writing style. And he took on the cost of government where, they're spending $3.6 trillion. And based on the number of workers, that works out to $21,000 a worker. However, when you take the government workers out of the mix, it turns into $40,000 per worker to fund the system.
And we're going to continue with the financial section of the financialstateoftheunion.com, the news tab. So we're at the news tab, and we're in the financial section. We'll be right back. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Did you know that home break-ins increase more than 100% during the holidays? It takes just 10 seconds for an intruder to kick in your door, but police response to a home alarm system is more than 20 minutes, and intruders are in and out of your home in 5 minutes. Thieves know that you're not home and have presents inside just waiting to be taken. And if you are home, how safe will you feel with an intruder lurking inside with your family? That's why police across the country are recommending you use door armor. Proven to withstand the force of a battering ram, door armor keeps intruders out. It's easy to install and barely visible, and your door armor is guaranteed for life. Go to InvasionStopper.com for a very special buy one, get one at half off deal. These savings are for a limited time and only available to GCN listeners. Protect your valuables and loved ones this holiday season. Go to InvasionStopper.com now. That's InvasionStopper.com.
The following is an important holiday inventory announcement from IDStronghold.com.
As many of you have come to know, IDStronghold.com is the #1 name in quality RFID blocking wallets that actually do as they say and prevent electronic pickpocketing of the new RFID chips found in credit cards, room keys, subway passes, and more. Last year, due to the extreme popularity of giving ID Stronghold wallets and clutches as unique gifts at Christmas time, we ran out of our most popular styles and colors early. The good news is, we now have our holiday inventory ready for same-day shipping. We have added many more designs of beautiful leather wallets and clutches, all with state-of-the-art built-in electronic pickpocket shielding from the most respected name in RFID protection, IDStronghold.com. Don't wait and limit your choices of these great gifts. We are expecting another sellout season. These wallets aren't available in stores, so visit IDStronghold.com today. That's IDStronghold.com.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com. Or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
What looks good under your Christmas tree and tastes even better? Big Berkey water filters. Yes, the gift of clean water. A gift that provides a great foundation for achieving good health in the lives of your loved ones. A Big Berkey water filter gives them protection from bacteria, heavy metals, chlorine, fluoride, pesticides and herbicides, VOCs and more. And best of all, a Big Berkey water filter is a gift that lasts for many years with no additional investment. And that saves time and money in filter replacements that other water filters require and are even powerful enough to purify treated, untreated, or even stagnant pond water. As always, all orders over $50 are shipped free, and GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Order online at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com, spelled Big, B-E-R-K-E-Y, waterfilters.com, or call 877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Gift well this Christmas. Give a Big Berkey water filter.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Captain John Ragan's with us, and we are at the financial section of the today's class. John, stores are closing. What's going on?
Everything's great. Don't you know that? Gap is cutting its full-year profit forecast. Macy's is closing even more stores. And let me just run through the rest of the headlines. McDonald's have added to their dollar menu mozzarella sticks. And there's an article where 2 out of the 3 didn't have any cheese in them.
Yeah, and the only thing I can think of is, would you like cheese with, you want to upgrade that order to having cheese with 3 out of 3 of your cheese sticks? Or do you just want the standard?
$2.99, you know.
So why would we go to McDonald's? Yeah, okay.
And that's the current dollar menu. Now, after the first of the year, they're going to this thing called McPick 2, where you get a small choice of items that you've picked 2 of them for $2.
Uh-huh.
Oh, boy. We now have a dozen of the Obamacare markets that have gone belly up. And we've got a story where one family just spent half their annual income because of Obamacare. They were paying $500 a month for the insurance, has a $10,000 deductible, and they dropped their policy in July. He had a one-night hospital stay, and she had tests for kidney problems. And then the bill started rolling in. And then there's another customer from Tennessee that was excited when Congress passed the act. But her conclusion now is, when they said affordable, I thought they really meant affordable.
Yeah.
And
so I wonder how many of these Congress thugs are going to be reelected, you know? And what we do is we say, yeah, it's the other guys. My guy's really good. My guy's honest. No, throw them all out. Everyone. Throw everyone out. Literally. Throw everyone out of office. Please continue.
And there was no Republican that voted for Obamacare. That doesn't mean they should be reelected, but just making the point. And Houston is now starting to face the same type of pension crisis that we're seeing out of the People's Republic of Illinois. Illinois has lots of problems with pensions being underfunded, and Houston's not quite as bad as that, but they're headed that direction as well. And despite what other people on the internet say about, if you go in the CAFRs, there's more than enough money there that we don't have to have taxes or anything. They're doing that with bogus calculations. These funds are underfunded. They are not getting the returns they used to get, and we're looking at sooner or later bonds and stocks are going to drop, which are going to make these funds even more underfunded. And in order to try to make up the difference in interest rates they haven't received in returns, they've gone to junk bonds and derivatives. What do you think is going to happen there?
John, look, for those who might be new to the class today, let's say we have some new listeners, some new members of our broadcast classroom. Why don't you share with them what your thoughts are on the possibility of a financial collapse? Would it be 0% possible that we'll have a financial collapse, 50%, 100%? Do you have a percentage?
It's guaranteed, and I'm going to be recrunching the numbers, but the last time I did this, which was for the expo, by 2020, our income will be eclipsed by government spending and debt service. And obviously, it won't take that long before problems happen.
There you go. So you're saying 100% certainty that we will have a financial collapse?
And not decades away.
There you go. Captain John Ragan's with us. We'll be right back right after these few short commercial announcements, top of the hour news. You're listening to and participating in class at usaprepares.com. I'm Vincent Finelli, and we'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy, or while still alive. Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Sciatica, lower back pain, hip pain, poor posture. If you suffer from any of these problems, get ready to relax. Introducing an amazing product that's been in the market for over 25 years, the Sacro Wedgie. It was invented by a football coach using a common-sense osteopath technique. He created this device to help his athletes by isolating and supporting the sacrum, which is the keystone of our anatomy. This wedge-shaped bone is in the center of our hips, where a lot of pain starts. Simply relax 20 minutes daily on the amazingly simple Sacro Wedgie and let gravity do the work, helping muscles rebalance and start releasing nerves. Sit in the Sacro Wedgie at the computer or while traveling to help correct posture to finally help relieve those stubborn aches and pains for only $33.95. It's made in the USA, so click the family-owned website at sacrowedgie.com, spelled SACROWEDGY.com, or call 1-800-737-9295. That's 1-800-737-9295. Relax your back pain away with the Sacro Wedgie.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor period, with packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATIR.com. Come and take it.
Everyone all set? Cocked, locked. Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com. Captain John Ragan's with us. And, John, we're going to talk about more financial information. Jeez, can't believe it.
Well, I just want to take a side trip on things that I didn't put in today's news. I know that there's an emergency Fed meeting coming up. I've also seen the news of large amounts of gold being withdrawn from the commodity exchange, COMEX. And yeah, it is disturbing. And yes, there's still time this year for all kinds of things to go haywire. I'm not seeing the tremors, the major tremors in all the charts I see, but I am seeing the underpinnings. And I've talked about how sooner or later paper gold and silver has to diverge from physical gold and silver. It's possible that could happen this year. I think more likely that's going to happen sometime next year. And that's still not a given. They could extend that out. They manipulate the market in so many ways that you can't just nail down specifics in that regard. So I don't want to alarm anybody on that, but be aware there's more going on, and I think just the acceleration of what we've seen in the financial news over the past few weeks unfortunately points that the real recession has kicked back in, regardless of what U.S. GDP says. And when that realization finally hits home, which will probably be after the Christmas shopping season, then the rocks will start going downhill a little bit faster. Are you ready for some spy tech?
I am.
Oh, boy. Russia's got this new smart mine. Not like the ones that we used during the wonderful world wars of before. This one shapes its charge so that it minimizes their effect outside of what the effective range is supposed to be. And the chip is also designed to make it to where you can't reverse engineer it. It rules out unauthorized handling. So you may have to send in some drones just to explode these things, because you're not going to do traditional minesweeping techniques and defuse them the way that you could have in past wars.
So let me see if I've got this right. So if one country wants to attack another, they can use all of these advanced weapons. They can vaporize a city, but these mines can be planted so that if you try to get in there after the city's vaporized, the city's still protected, so it's still unusable unless you can find all these mines. Are we saying something like that?
Well, we still have people injured from World War II mines in Europe. It doesn't happen often, but it still happens.
And unexploded ordnance in countries we bombed, like Germany.
Yes.
They're still finding those buried, unexploded ordnance. By the way, John, I wanted to share this with you. I've been watching a series on television, not on television, but on Netflix. It's about the Great War Diary, World War I. Are you aware that countries, governments set up brothels for the servicemen? Have you heard of that?
That was not in my high school or college history.
Right. Well, the reason I'm mentioning this, ladies, if you have a boyfriend, and let's say you're in high school, and your boyfriend wants to join the service, well, historically, servicemen have been offered services in brothels paid for by their governments. Wives, keep that in mind. So when your husband wants to redeploy, re-enlist, re-sign up, no problem. Don't worry. He'll be well taken care of by governments if history continues to repeat itself. This is something that hasn't made the news. We're not told that governments provide those services for the targets that they recruit. For your son can be maimed and wounded, and in the meantime, there are other services that the government can provide. And I'd like someone to tell me that's not true. I'd like if you can prove that the governments don't have brothels for servicemen who are in combat, I'd like to hear that, because my research tells me that it goes all the way back to the War of Northern Aggression. And I know a man who would sit on the feed horn in Vietnam of a communications antenna, parabolic dish, to scramble his reproductive system so that he could go into town. How about that? This is during the Vietnam era. Back to you, John Ragan.
Well, you've heard about talking behind your back. Well, we now have technology that's talking about you in front of your back. There's this technology called silver push that uses near ultrasonic sound, so you can't hear it. But, and as far as I know, this is only being used in India right now. At least that's what they admit to. That when a TV ad comes on, these ultrasonic codes are placed in there. And if you have a smartphone or tablet or computer, it's listening to that, and you'll be tracked for advertising purposes. So you can kind of think of this on as a cookie on steroids, whereas the cookie only affects that one particular browser. This can essentially follow you wherever you are, because whatever you listen to, your device knows what you're listening to, and then when you do searches on other things, it can it can know a whole lot more about you than you might even know about yourself.
You know, I'm outraged with the number of advertisements. It used to be that you didn't need a really fast connection to surf the internet. Now you need a pretty fast connection because of all the advertisements. And all you have to do is search for something, and then you'll find that you get a lot of advertisements. So last night I was searching for T-shirts. I wanted to get some T-shirts, and I'm talking about white undershirts. And I recommended that if you're going to buy presents for your loved ones during this marketing season, that you buy only things that are durable and necessary for survival. So I wanted to buy some T-shirts for me and the guys in our family. And I can't believe it. I mean, I'm inundated with T-shirt ads. And I wanted to check the price of .22 ammo. I'm inundated with ammunition ads. And everything I search for, it seems like, hey, isn't it amazing that the advertisements pop up just for those things I'm interested in? And what you're talking about, John, is just at the upper end of the audible range. I understand that, the audible range is somewhere around 30 cycles per second, also known as 30 hertz, to an extreme range of like 20,000 cycles per second. And these signals that you're talking about are in the range of 18,000 cycles per second to 19.95 thousand cycles per second. So right at the upper range. But as you get older, the frequency range that you can detect and hear drops off. So you can't hear the higher end frequencies as well or at all. So you might start out with being able to hear 20,000 cycles per second and might drop off to 19, 18, 17, and so forth. But your telephone, just to give you our class a way of thinking about this and put it in perspective, if you talk on a regular telephone, I'm talking about a landline, that has a frequency range of about 300 cycles per second to 3,000. That's it. That's the range of a landline telephone. So what you're talking about is way above that 3,000 of the landline to 18,000 to 19,000, almost 20,000 cycles per second. Very interesting. And why do we need to buy all this stuff? And to me now, marketing is causing or is encouraging people to buy what they don't need because they don't want it. And I think you've added to that with money they don't have.
Yep.
I don't like it. And I don't like, and by the way, Walmart has, in some of its stores, it has facial recognition. So when you sign that PIN pad for that electronic transaction, some of those PIN pads have cameras to capture your picture.
Yeah, 30% of retailers admit to having that.
Yeah. So I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested. And so if I'm going to use a card, I'm going to stand off to the side. And I think maybe we should start wearing costumes. Big cowboy hats, mustaches, big glasses. Maybe we should start doing that. We'll be right back right after these few short commercial announcements. What's up next, John, when we come back?
Will suicide bombers become unemployed?
Oh, man. Okay. And Mike from NC will be right with you. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
My name is Don Wiskin, and at 42 years old, I suffered a massive heart attack and was told I'd be on disability for the rest of my life. What did I do? I created Extendivite, a garlic and cayenne mix of 7 herbs which rebuilt my heart and gave me back my life. For over 17 years now, I have made this formula available to you so you don't have to suffer the same thing I did. Clean your blocked arteries and strengthen your heart and boost your natural immune system. I'm 60 years old now and I still work every day. To get your Extendivite, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com. Extendivite is only $69.95 for a 2-month supply of either capsules or liquid.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Your house is under attack. Every day, our homes and families are attacked by harmful gases, mold, and pollutants caused by everyday activities. According to the EPA, indoor air can be 5 to 100 times worse than outdoor air. And the American Lung Association states that poor indoor air can cause infections and chronic lung diseases such as asthma. Protect your family with a complete indoor air quality package from Wave Home Solutions. Wave ventilation units for basements and crawl spaces reduce moisture that nourishes mold, odors, dust mites, and expels gases and pollutants. Add the Wave 6-stage air purifier to get rid of the viruses, chemicals, and pollutants upstairs for a complete indoor air quality solution. A healthy home is the best investment you can make. Visit WaveHomeSolutions.com. That's WaveHomeSolutions.com or call 888-758-WAVE. That's 888-758-WAVE.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
With a new year coming, it's time for a new way to look at weapon storage. Safes can't be accessed quickly, and racks are unsafe for children. Covert cabinets are the next level in home defense. They fit seamlessly into any home's decor, and they provide quick access to firearms while keeping them uniquely hidden. Covert cabinets, the ideal hidden storage solution. Custom made in the USA. Covert cabinets are an elegant and practical alternative to the bulky and obvious storage systems of the past. Find out more at covertcabinets.com. That's covertcabinets.com.
Captain John Ragan's with us, and Mike in Tennessee. Mike Parsons, welcome.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm traveling, as it were, and I'm listening to you, and you're talking about all of these responses on the computer where your searches bring you to your front door all of these resources that you never knew that you needed. Last Friday, I was in the belly of the beast again, trying to play that proverbial chess game with a Luciferian in black dress who was seeking to put me back in deeper into the belly of the beast and trying to engage me in commerce. And he kept strongly suggesting that I hire an attorney. And I explained I do not use truth twisters. or sorcerers or people that are employed by and loyal to the Bar Association, State of Tennessee Corporation, or any of the like. But what I seek is legal counsel, which is what the Constitution says we're entitled to. And I also have a right to know what form of jurisdiction you're operating. So please, sir, tell me right now, for everybody here to know, what form of law are you practicing? And he refused to answer the question. But yet, when I get back, they're sitting at my email for my perusal is a response from about 5 different law firms, attorneys, wanting to talk to me about my case, wanting to have me engage in commerce with them, and I have not requested any contact, haven't given out my email address, but lo and behold, all of a sudden, I'm being bombarded with appeals from attorneys. So sometimes it doesn't matter if you're searching out these things and keywords generate more search responses and emails. Sometimes if somebody else thinks it or wishes it for you, it will generate all of these unsolicited emails as well.
Mike, here's what may have happened as well. These attorneys are probably looking at the schedule of who's going to appear before the Black Robe mob. And maybe your name came up, but how they got your email address, I don't understand that.
I don't know. That shouldn't be in any government database. It would be on the docket of any kind. But it's interesting to say the least. One of them came from the company who said that they were grateful that I reached out to them recently, and they were just responding back with a happy thank you and happy Thanksgiving greeting.
Isn't that nice?
So I thought, wow.
So, Mike, you went to court last Friday, and I was saying to Mrs. Finelli over the weekend, I need to see how you're doing and see if you're able to use the phone or you're back in prison. So you're okay for now?
Yeah, they're still trying to engage me in commerce, and I'm not engaging in commerce with them. I'm asking them the same questions. I'm telling them I'm not engaging in commerce. I do not consent to what they're doing. I don't understand what they're doing. And please advise me, what form of law are you practicing? Is this admiralty law? I see you're waving the Goldfriends flag. You're operating as though it's admiralty because you're not following the rules of the court. So please tell me, what form of government, what form of law are you practicing? Because once you tell me what form of law you're practicing, then I'll know what to do. Because I'm prepared to respond no matter what they tell me. If it's constitutional law, great. Dismiss this charge immediately because the Constitution says the right to bear arms shall not be infringed, period. Okay, it's equity law, great. Show me the injured party. What? There's no injured party? Move to dismiss, great. Is it admiralty law? Excellent. Show me the contract. What? There's no contract? Move to dismiss. So no matter how they present what is, in fact, a fraud, if they actually expose what they're doing, I can defeat it. I'm prepared. But they're not going to do that. They're going to want to play this game. And I asked the guy, I said, how would you think it's fair to force somebody into playing a game where there's no established rules on the front end? Only after the game is over, then you will tell them and reveal what the rules were, and that will determine the outcome of the game. That's not the way it works in the real world. Unfortunately, that's what you're trying to put forward in this venue, but I'm not here to engage in commerce. I'm not here for any other reason other than that the threat of being put back in a cage. You've told me I have to be here by special appearance, and I'm here by special appearance. I'm not Michael Parsons, the corporation for which you've been sending me letters.
Mike, thanks so much. I'm so glad you're out of court. We'll be right back.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today. If you or someone you care about loves outdoor adventure, then check out slingbow.com for some unique holiday gift ideas. That's slingbow.com, where we have some innovative new products for the archer, hunter, or bow fishing enthusiast in your family. Now through January, use the promo code HOLIDAY to get free shipping in the U.S. or Canada. And from all of us at Slingbow Industries, have a safe, joyous, and peaceful holiday season.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
A lot of people's lives and bodies are out of balance. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops optimize pH level and get rid of harmful waste and acid. Just a few drops in water restores vibrance and energy and gets you back in balance. Now order 2 bottles and get $10 off your order. Sign up for monthly auto shipping and save 25%. Call 800-518-7615 or visit alkavision.com. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com.
Did you know that home break-ins increase more than 100% during the holidays? It takes just 10 seconds for an intruder to kick in your door, but police response to a home alarm system is more than 20 minutes, and intruders are in and out of your home in 5 minutes. Thieves know that you're not home and have presents inside just waiting to be taken. And if you are home, how safe will you feel with an intruder lurking inside with your family? That's why police across the country are recommending you use door armor. Proven to withstand the force of a battering ram, door armor keeps intruders out. It's easy to install and barely visible, and your door armor is guaranteed for life. Go to InvasionStopper.com for a very special buy one, get one at half off deal. These savings are for a limited time and only available to GCN listeners. Protect your valuables and loved ones this holiday season. Go to InvasionStopper.com now. That's InvasionStopper.com.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I have an important message. Right now, the highest levels of government are struggling against an inevitable crisis, but they're about to lose control. When this happens, it will rip our country apart in ways you never imagined, from where we shop to the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. A few years ago, I warned that the housing prices would collapse. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash, and they did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all. I've posted a free video at $downfall.com. Maybe you'll disagree with my conclusions, but first you need to watch this video and see the facts for yourself. You can watch the video for free right now by going to $downfall.com. Again, that's $downfall.com.
Captain John Ragan's with us. We are studying the financial news. We are at the financialstateoftheunion.com. We are at the news tab. John, where do you want to continue?
Well, I asked the question, will suicide bombers become unemployed? And the answer is no, not immediately. They're too cheap. But guess what? Iran's been working on a robot, and apparently it can run, play football, and speak Farsi. Of course, I'm sure it's only for those peaceful purposes and will not be used to destroy the great Satans of Israel and the United States.
John, I've been watching a series on World War I and World War II, and my dad was in the U.S. Army, and he was a first sergeant, and he had nightmares throughout from when he was dive bombed on a troop ship, when that began, to the end of his life. He had these nightmares, and he would wake up screaming in the middle of the night because he was dreaming and reliving these attacks. A lot of our servicemen were killed by these dive bombers, these Japanese suicide bombers, and about 5,000 of them were deployed. And they would get in one of these planes and fly into our ships and try to do as much damage as possible. Well, you're talking about replacing that kind of activity. Now, just so we tell more of that story, the Japanese also had suicide torpedoes at the end, toward the end of World War II. They would have pilots commit suicide by piloting a torpedo into our ships. And the Germans had kamikaze equivalents, or suicide pilots that were going to fly or pilot V-2 rockets, explosive rockets. But Adolf Hitler said, no, we're not doing that. So the Germans had the V-2 rockets that were suicide piloted, and the Japanese had suicide pilots as well as on Japanese Zero airplanes, as well as torpedoes. It's unbelievable. This is how sick we have become. We got to stop this. Don't let your children enlist and fight old men's wars, other people's wars for profit. It's insanity. That's not why you had children, to fight for. For what? Please continue.
Let me take a side trip here because we're running out of time. There's a link down in Bigger Picture called Found in 2009, and I'm sorry I'm having to use Google for this, and I hope the images come up in the same order that I see on my computer. In 2009, which I was still here in the Dallas area at the time, there were a number of historical photographs found under a bridge in Fort Worth. One of those photographs, and this appears as the one at the top left from that link, shows Dealey Plaza the day that Kennedy had been assassinated, which we just had the anniversary on yesterday. And I saw that photograph, and it looked to me like maybe there might have been a little bit of water damage on the photograph above the building on the right-hand side. And
I see that.
The third picture is a close-up of that area. And I saw this on another website, and unfortunately that website has lost a lot of their information, so that's why I had to use the Google images to get to it. When you see the close-up there, you see a ring in the sky and a saucer. So it looks a whole lot like there's a portal with a saucer that, kind of inference came out of that. And given what we're learning about the secret space program and the technology they had back before the turn of the 20th century, here we are at a point, past midway through the 20th century, that somebody caught this And, this wasn't a Photoshop. This was, a photograph. And when you look at the other historical photographs that were found, nothing out of the ordinary. But here we had this little hint that something wasn't quite the way we expected it to be.
And if you look at the associated pictures and you see the police, they have these the police that are riding motorcycles have motorcycle helmets. However, you don't see body armor. You don't see ski masks. You can actually see the faces of these men in blue. But that was then. And you can see the Secret Service without body armor. And John Fitzgerald Kennedy was riding in a convertible, right? He was not riding in a bulletproof, bomb-proof thing machine that the current occupant, the golfer, rides around in, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
And also I wanted to get to Senate Bill 1203. That's the control section for today. The first link will get you to the Congress website where the bill is at, and you can follow the progress. It has been referred to several committees, and the appropriate section when you get into the text is in Section 101, and they have a section for inclusion of recommended adult immunizations in annual report. And the verbiage that's being included to provide veterans each immunization on the recommended adult immunization schedule at the time such immunization is indicated on that schedule. That schedule comes from the Department of Health and Human Services. I've not tried to go to that site to find that. And I give a dissenting opinion there, and this guy believes he's really just debunked this. Let me debunk the debunker, if you don't mind. He includes that verbiage on adding the recommended schedule. And then he turns to Chapter 17 of the U.S. Code. And none of the stuff is easy to read. And in Chapter 17 of the U.S. Code, it talks about how the Secretary, and he bolded, may authorize the administration of immunizations to eligible veterans who voluntarily request such immunizations. What he did not bold, in connection with the provision of care for a disability under this chapter, and that these immunizations basically had to be provided free of cost from the Department of Health and Human Services. So he's trying to say that what this current program, which is voluntary in conjunction with care for a veteran that qualifies for a disability, which is not all of them, it means that these recommended vaccines are also voluntary. But when you look at the verbiage that's in this new bill, it doesn't talk about voluntary at all. It says that the veterans will receive each immunization on the schedule at the time such immunization is indicated on that schedule. There is no verbiage for an opt-out. There's no verbiage saying this is voluntary. And this is a bill currently making its way through Congress.
John, have you seen the video or the movie The Giver?
No, I haven't.
It's about the giver of knowledge. Okay. I'd like to assign that for those who choose to accept homework in the form of a video. During this week, if you get a chance to maybe watch it on Netflix or however, maybe borrow it, it's called The Giver, Giver. And it addresses this immunization situation where people lived in like a utopia. And as they got older, they went elsewhere, and that's where it was called elsewhere, which meant they were terminated. and to make everybody happy, and everybody was the same. This movie is all in black and white, so everything's the same. There are no colors. There's no red and blue and green. Everything is black and white. And everybody is kind of happy because there's no jealousy. There is no greed. Everybody is just happy. But what they don't see is the underbelly of this thing. And they're not allowed to lie. Well, one guy's allowed to lie. And it's amazing how this whole thing is crafted, this movie. And if you watch The Giver, you will see the kinds of things that we are talking about here in class, John Ragan and I and the other instructors. And you'll see it in metaphor, and it will drive home that point that you really need to take care of your own life and don't follow the herd, because you'll see what can happen. You can see that, but the bad side is, if everything's not in black and white and you're free to do whatever you want, well, then you can have wars. So it will contrast two different societies. And I think you'll find it absolutely fascinating and well worth your time. And if you watch it, I would suggest that you watch it as a family. Captain John Ragan and I'll be right back. And that assignment was The Giver, the movie The Giver, Giver. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I have an important message. Right now, the highest levels of government are struggling against an inevitable crisis, but they're about to lose control. When this happens, it will rip our country apart in ways you never imagined, from where we shop to the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. A few years ago, I warned that the housing prices would collapse. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash, and they did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all. I've posted a free video at $downfall.com. Maybe you'll disagree with my conclusions, but first you need to watch this video and see the facts for yourself. You can watch the video for free right now by going to $downfall.com. Again, that's $downfall.com.
Did you know that drinking pure, high-alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
So listen up here, guys. My buddy Mark, he overhears the management team at Guns80.com. And what they're saying is that between now and Black Friday, they're going to put a special on the website at Guns80.com every day. What that means is that you have to go to Guns80.com every day to check out the specials between now and Black Friday. go to guns80.com. But don't tell them you heard it from me.
As your body ages, there's a 10% decline in your ability to repair each passing decade after the age 28. By age 40, your ability to repair from demanding manual labor, exercise, or a stressful desk job has declined by 12%. By using One World Whey, you supercharge your body's ability to repair and eliminate inflammation. Our unique frequency-encoded whey protein, coupled with our high-quality whey, improves your cell's ability to make protein, which is to say, repair itself.
My name is Jonathan Wright, and I'm 40 years old. I recently went from a desk job to a manual labor job. Normally, I'm worn out. With energy-enhanced One World Whey, I now recover so quickly that I can perform very hard work all day long. I use energy-enhanced One World Whey for breakfast and lunch, and I experience less hunger throughout the day. I have a 30% increase in energy, and I just feel better. I plan to make energy-enhanced One World Whey a permanent part of my lifestyle.
Call 888-988-3325 or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworld, WHEY.com.
With a new year coming, it's time for a new way to look at weapon storage. Safes can't be accessed quickly, and racks are unsafe for children. Covert cabinets are the next level in home defense. They fit seamlessly into any home's decor, and they provide quick access to firearms while keeping them uniquely hidden. Covert cabinets, the ideal hidden storage solution. Custom made in the USA. Covert cabinets are an elegant and practical alternative to the bulky and obvious storage systems of the past. Find out more at covertcabinets.com. That's covertcabinets.com.
Captain John Ragan's with us, and I just want to let you know, meet up tonight at Jimmy's Egg. Meet up tonight at Jimmy's Egg. Also, I'd like to suggest that you consider, if you want to buy an AR-15 from guns80.com, they do have a special sale. I did verify it, and it's very low priced. It really is. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. However, if you call them and tell them you'd like the Black Friday sale, mention my name, mention that you heard it here, you'll be very surprised at this price that they have. And I'm not exaggerating. Okay, I think you'll be impressed, really. If I say less than 500, less than 450, less than 401, yeah, it's true. Black Friday. So give them a call and let them know that you heard it here. John Ragan?
And you get a side of McDonald's mozzarella sticks. Oh, okay. You can now click the link in Button Pushers, which is at the bottom of today's post. It's entitled Master Thieves on the Loose.
Yeah. We've been saying this. John, these guys are crooks. Go ahead.
And the headline is, Police Civil Asset Forfeitures Exceed the Value of All Burglaries in 2014. So the real professionals are the ones guarding the hen house, if you know what I mean.
John, I was talking with one of our instructors, and I said, there's a possibility that as this melts down and the collapse happens, the cops are just going to go home. And he goes, no, they're going to continue. They're going to be in business for themselves. They're going to burglarize and rob and hold people up at gunpoint in uniform. You know what? I think there's a lot of truth to that. According to what you're saying, they already have experience doing that. They aren't quite in business for themselves. Well, they are at some levels, with the bribes and the corruption. But now you're saying that civil asset forfeiture exceeds the value of all burglaries in 2014, and they weren't even getting started in 2014. Now they're in business, right? 2015. Oh, I'm glad you waited.
I knew if I'd start with this, we wouldn't get to anything else today.
No.
And apparently
this is an absolute outrage. Wait, John, the burglary offenses, according to this article, $3.9 billion in property losses, and the cops have stolen more than that.
And it's apparently a good growth business. Let's talk about in 2010 alone, the value of assets seized grew by almost 53% from 2009.
Benny Hill said it best. He was having Benny Hill, the comedian. There's a vignette, and he was addressing the member of his mob, and he said, We're the only growing business. Crime. Yeah, that's probably right. Just got information that, let's see, the health provider that our son has, one of our sons, he got a message that, give him a call and check with what options he can select going forward. The company's out of business. Assurant Health chooses costly exit of market over full sale. So Assurant Health will shut down its financially troubled individual insurance business by the end of 2016. So he can't get health insurance with those guys. John, I was just thinking about health insurance and how much time do we spend trying to figure out, it used to be we would just renew, and everything was good. Well, now you have to shop because the companies that used to have are no longer in business. And this is just one of many, right? How many companies have gone out of business? And how many days do we invest trying to figure out this morass, this minefield of complicated choices? And we still don't know what we have. Can't figure it out. We spend days figuring out what a waste of time Barry has created. And you still can't get to see your doctor. Any last minute comments, John Ragan?
Just enjoy your loved ones and what little normalcy we have left this Thanksgiving.
Very well put. Very well put. John Ragan, thank you so much for being side by side with me. Class, above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Did you know that home break-ins increase more than 100% during the holidays? It takes just 10 seconds for an intruder to kick in your door, but police response to a home alarm system is more than 20 minutes, and intruders are in and out of your home in 5 minutes. Thieves know that you're not home and have presents inside just waiting to be taken. And if you are home, how safe will you feel with an intruder lurking inside with your family? That's why police across the country are recommending you use Door Armor. Proven to withstand the force of a battering ram, Door Armor keeps intruders out. It's easy to install and barely visible, and your Door Armor is guaranteed for life. Go to InvasionStopper.com for a very special buy one, get one at half-off deal. These savings are for a limited time and only available to GCN listeners. Protect your valuables and loved ones this holiday season. Go to InvasionStopper.com now. That's InvasionStopper.com.